Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. If you resonate with the title and or the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you, delivered at the perfect time, courtesy of the universe, through the language of synchronicity. This is a timely reading, so if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it has been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right. Are you going to join us, Stella? Okay. Lie down. Sorry, my cat loves the reading, so she has happy feet already, and she's got her purr going, so a cat's purr can raise the vibration to lower blood pressure. I figure these days that's not a bad thing. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune is the underlying energy for this reading. Awesome. So the Wheel of Fortune is talking about good fortune coming your way. This is saying that there's three wheels actually on the Wheel of Fortune. The past, the present, and the future all coming together in the now, synchronicity. And this is saying that your fortune is going to start changing soon for the better. And this is on this wheel, there's actually one of the wheels, there's three of them. One of them has the Hebrew letters of the name of God, which is tetragrammaton. This is a sacred geometric symbol that symbolizes unity and perfect order. So this is God's plan coming into effect after it looks like you've had some disappointment here. What's going on here? We have disappointment in love. The cups in tarot represent love, usually romantic love, but it can be love of anyone or anything. This is, it can also be something that you love to do or be. And this person's sitting under the tree and he looks very disappointed. The universe is trying to offer him another cup of love. And he's like, no, I don't think so. I've already had enough of love. I've given up on love. You don't want to be giving up on love. He doesn't even look like he's that old. This can represent, let's see, we have three cups here. This could represent three different relationships that he's had in the past, and they've all been disappointing. It could represent romantic love, or maybe he had a partner, or there's family members, or something has disappointed him. This could also be maybe something that he's been doing his best to get off the ground, like a project or a career, and it's just flopped, and the universe is saying, give it one more try, and he's like, I don't think so, like I'm so disappointed. This also could represent in a romantic relationship, a third party. We have three cups here instead of two, and sometimes in that case this can even represent the most beautiful gift of all, a baby that came out of this three-way relationship, and possibly this baby's not his. So that type of energy. It also can represent having given someone, whether that be romantic or in business or a family member, etc., having given them three chances and they're asking for a fourth chance, and you're like, no way, 3 strikes, you're out, I'm done. That type of energy, and you're walking away. And like we have, notice here we have 5 cups, and then we have the 3, and in between the 2 here and 1 here, there's a gap. And quite often this does represent walking away from a relationship. 8 cups, there's only 10 cups in the tarot, so 8 cups is having put a lot of your time, your money, and your energy into this relationship, and walking away from it. Now, this quite often is talking about a third-party involvement, creating a gap in between a couple. It sometimes can represent like 8 years, even like, a 8 years or more long-term relationship. So this is not like a small deal to be walking away from something like this. It could be business related. You could have had a partner walk out or something like that in a business, a family member, that type of energy. But quite often This is talking about romantic love. We'll keep going and we'll see. Doesn't have to be. This is also talking about the new moon and the full moon in the background are representing eclipse season. We just had an eclipse season as I'm doing this reading. When there's eclipse seasons, that energy tends to hang around in the background for about 6 months. So, and then all of a sudden, 6 months later, you'll notice, wow, sure, like a lot of change happened in this short period of time. That's kind of what happens with eclipse season. So just check if that's the case. Also, this is talking about the Two of Wands. The wands in tarot represent the element of fire. The wands are made of wood, and wood fuels fire. This is talking about taking passionate action. Now, this does seem like this is possibly, well, it could be about love, but it might be saying that this person wants to add someone to his world. Maybe get married, someone he's passionate about, start a family. Or this can quite often represent entrepreneur energy, like maybe being very successful with a business. He's standing at the top of his turret and he's saying, I've got the world in my hands. But he only lives in a village of 5,000 people. So he's like, he recognizes with this globe in his hand that he's doing really well, but he's a big fish in a little pond. And he might be even, there's, across the water here, the horizon. So this could be talking about even expanding like overseas or that type of energy. This could represent, like sometimes this represents someone wanting to make a move, actually changing physical location, that type of energy. It's passionate action being taken because a tower has hit. So when a tower hits, that basically means that it's a reality check. But it's something that, in the beginning, your intuition might have been whispering to you, hey, you might want to take a look at that. And you haven't listened. And so then the frying pan comes out, whack, over the head. Ow, that hurt. Yes, and it's going to hurt even more if you don't listen now. But you don't listen or you don't get it. And then comes the 2x4 and you still don't get it. So then lightning hits the tower. And now you don't have a turret to stand on anymore. Now you are going to have to rebuild this. It's in flames. The people are falling out of it. There's 2 people falling out, and one of them is totally in shock. And the other one is kind of like, oh man, I should have taken care of something sooner. Yes, you should have. It's always better if you can avoid a tower, because towers are a lot of work. And generally they always hit at the worst time. It's kind of like Murphy's Law. And it's uncomfortable. Although, depending on which side of, the scale you're on of justice, sometimes the tower can really benefit you and empower you to move forward. Because this is saying these 2 people have been living in a situation that isn't, they're not facing their reality, and they need to face whatever is happening here. And I think for one of them, this is actually going to be, the wheel will start turning in your favor now, because you understand what's really going on. The tower hits so that as a reality check. And we have the King of Cups. Boy, the King of Cups has been coming in a lot. The King of Cups is the most emotionally available of all the kings. This can represent, he wants to offer a cup of love, but he's waiting. And maybe this is your energy. You could be the King of Cups wanting to offer the cup of love, or you could be the person that he wants to offer it to. And this might be your energy. You've just had this major reality check, and he knows, hey, this person's life is just way too chaotic right now. I'm going to sit here and wait. And he's patient because he doesn't let his emotions control him. He controls his he is known for being emotionally very stable, and he's disciplined his mind to make strong choices, especially when it comes to love. This water that he's out on is very rough, and that in tarot represents chaos and it represents maybe volatile emotions. And he does have his right foot forward, though, so he could get up in a second's notice and go deliver this cup. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. So yes, whatever this reality check is, it feels like someone's been multitasking, like someone's been really busy. And now what have they been busy at? This could be having an affair and, juggling their home life in the affair. This is, the Pentacles in Tarot represent lifestyle. And this is what health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional plane. And so, of course, they're in the shape of coins because money is a big part of being happy on planet Earth. Of course, you need money to be able to have a satisfying lifestyle. But you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the life you want if you don't have your health and you don't have love in your life. And so this is talking about lifestyle. And the thing is if you're super, super busy and what this card is saying is, you notice in the background these waves, they start off small and they get bigger and bigger and the ship gets bigger. This is talking about how sometimes we can get busy and then we just get busy being busy, and before you know it, we're just used to being busy all the time and we don't have time for anything but work, and we just keep creating one project after the other without ever taking time to enjoy the, having completed something. And so this is talking about be careful that you don't multitask to the point where you are doing more quantity and less quality work, because then you're just going to have to double back and redo things. And that pretty much defeats the purpose. Also, this can say, juggle your options, but never juggle your morals. And clearly someone was juggling morals here. So this could represent, I feel like the King of Cups energy, it could be that this person here is wanting to move on because someone's had an affair with the King of Cups and he wants to offer the cup of love to them. Or, it could be opposite of that, basically. You could be the King of Cups and you're wanting to offer someone a cup of love after maybe having an affair, and you're the one who is having the affair and you want to offer the cup of love to that person you were having the affair with. So it depends, which side of this equation you're on. And then because there's judgment being called. So judgment comes in from the spiritual realm, and that's why an angel's blowing the trumpet. Doom, doo, doo, doo. Someone is in trouble here, and the ancestors are literally climbing out of the box. The descendants are waving to them from across the shore. So sometimes this energy can even be talking, because it's sitting on this card here and this walking away energy. I don't know, I'm just picking up an energy here that this could be, maybe it was your ancestors one of your ancestors had a third party involvement, and there was a baby, but they walked away from the situation. And maybe you could possibly be that baby. That's not for everyone, of course. That's for some, possibly, because they're climbing out of their box and they're finally happy that the truth is finally coming out. If your ancestors have left a leftover business after they cross the veil, it's up to their family members, unfortunately, to have to clean it up for them. So sometimes this can represent skeletons coming out of the closet, and it can also represent Pandora's box being opened. And once Pandora's box is opened, it's very challenging to close it. Most people can't. And then this energy is talking about pentacles coming in after this judgment is called. So there could have been, this doesn't always have to be about romantic love, but with the King of Cups here, it generally is. But this could be representing something that you love to do, and it was a business or something like that, and your partner left, and now maybe this person is saying, I love your business too. I would be willing to invest in it and move it forward. Or this is talking about, romantic love. That's how it seems. But there's these pentacles coming in now. And the pentacles, like Nine of Pentacles is like there's quite a few coins here. Nine of Pentacles, there's only 10 in the tarot. So 10 would be billionaire, trillionaire, and this would be multimillionaire. So this isn't a small amount of money. And so it's saying maybe, whatever happened here, it was because of this energy here, the juggling of morals here possibly. And so the Nine of Pentacles, it always reminds me of Nikola Tesla, the famous inventor and genius. He always would say, if you knew the beauty of the 369, then you would have the key to the universe. And this is like, there's 6 plus 3 is 9. So this is actually also pre-empress energy. Pre-empress energy in tarot is just saying like you're almost an empress because you've been through so much shift that you have learned so much, and yet you've managed to stay on your destined path. And your destined path is to be the best version that you can be of yourself. So this is talking about pre-empress energy. You've learned so much that you've almost earned the status of empress energy. And the Empress energy has all 4 qualities of the queens wrapped into one person from the minor arcana. So this is talking about having learned a lot of lessons. Maybe you're missing a queen or 2 here, but this is saying everything you've learned here has elevated you into a new position to move forward. And maybe this King of Cups is really attracted to this energy because this is more his vibration. He's a king, and this is someone who's like pre-empress energy, someone worthwhile on his vibration, basically, to offer this cup of love to, and he recognizes it. This energy is basically, I feel like, a ratio that Nikola Tesla was talking about, where she has her hand on about 2/3 of her funds, and she keeps that for herself. She knows this is how much I need to be able to pay my bills, make, for the house, the business, all the, everything that includes, and also have some slush fund left over for, when appliances break down, etc. And then these other 3 here, I can maybe use one for investing in a more risky investment and, increase my financial portfolio. And then this other one maybe is for charity, and another maybe saving up for a vacation for the family or some sort of energy like that. And so this is talking about, she understands that you have to put your needs first to be able to continue to give to charity and to give to others and to expand, because you need to be able to look after your own needs first, and when it comes to finances in particular. And then we have the Knight of Swords coming in. So definitely this energy, this is saying there's some form of communication coming in, and it definitely does have to do with the judgment around these pentacles. Now this is representing generational wealth, a legacy that you could pass down to your children and your children's children. So there could have been some sort of injustice that the ancestors' children didn't get the money that they should have gotten, or maybe if there was a child, I don't know, I'm picking up like kind of, a lot of times in, I feel like this would be an adult child. And, in World War II and that, there was a lot of people from other countries, like moving, being over there for a specific time frame and then leaving. And you see that in other countries also, where people from America have gone over to a country because there's war, and the soldiers end up having babies or whatever. And then maybe they left something to a baby in a circumstance, something like that type of energy. And so this is saying, and maybe they had to walk away and go back to their regular family. And maybe, it's that, you see that's happening quite a bit these days with the DNA testing now. It's possible to be able to find that out. And we have this overseas energy here. So it doesn't have to, I'm just picking that up for, maybe it's just one person here, but it's a possibility. And then the Knight of Swords energy is saying some sort of communication is coming in regarding this, and some sort of juggling of morals and someone walking away from a love relationship, and there could have been a baby involved. And this is also about, this tower hits, and who, I don't know why you would not have received this money, but the Wheel of Fortune is turning towards your favor to increase your lifestyle. So the Knight of Swords is representing the element of air, and this is represented by the sword. This is your thoughts through your mental intelligence and discipline of your mind. And this is sometimes considered a fool rushing in. We can see we can't see his whole sword. We can only see half. So he might only have half the information, and we can't see the point, and maybe he can't either. He's got a big red flag on the back of his helmet here, and he's really driving this horse hard. The horse is totally stressed out. Horses in tarot represent your heart energy and your passion. So sometimes this can be about passionate love. And but he's riding against the wind through barren land. And so sometimes this card represents a fool rushing in. He could be running away from this Wheel of Fortune turning in someone else's favor, or running to it because this is this is something in his favor. Or maybe he recognizes that if this is your energy, that you're about to receive this. This could be someone from your past coming in and saying, hey, when I knocked us out of the tower, and, I said I didn't want to be with you anymore, I think we should work it out. It's that type of energy. I feel like that could be a distinct possibility. This can sometimes talk about an energy of like an investigation going on, probably regarding this money and why you didn't receive it earlier. That caused a tower for this energy. It can be that type of energy. So that's why he's offering the cup of love, because he knows, it'd be better to have you on their side, that type of energy. So I feel like this is kind of representing my collective energy, and this might be representing this energy of this. This can be private eyes investigations, like by the police. This can be hidden cameras, spy energy, that type of energy, and gathering data. And then we have the Earth Angel at the top. So this is saying that you are someone that it was on your destined path. And I do feel that this is some sort of judgment coming in, that you're going to get what you want. See, this back here is the path of glory. And this is, the sun is representing God's energy. And this is saying that you were brought down to earth. There's, in the Bible, it says that God sends 144,000 angels down to the earth to be able to make it a better place. And these are like earth angels. So it's people with a very high spiritual vibration that are, they're destined to stay on their path. That's what they came here to do, to make. And you see, she's mixing her alchemy here with the water of the universe. This is talking about the universal pool. She does have her right foot in the water, whereas here the king is waiting to see what happens here. And this energy, she has her left foot grounded on earth, and there's already beautiful flowers growing here. So I feel like this is saying this is about being devoted to your path and adding beauty to the world. And I feel that's why it's coming in. Perhaps you have something that you are here to do, and because you didn't receive this money from your ancestors, you weren't able to complete your mission. But now, this tower has caused the Wheel of Fortune. And remember, this is God's plan. So I feel that that's basically what this is about. Being disappointed in love, judgment being called. You didn't receive some sort of pentacles that you should have received. Someone walked away here. I feel you might be the child of someone that you didn't receive an inheritance or a trust fund or some sort of energy like that. If you should know about it, but if you don't always know about these things, because especially if it was like someone from overseas or something like that, and one of your parents had an affair. That's the skeletons coming out of the closet. And it's more common than you would suspect. And so this is also talking about this information coming in that there's been an investigation and there's been some juggling of morals when it comes to this money. So someone that's supposed to be in charge of it, and maybe that's why it created a reality check for this King of Cups. And he's like, maybe I can rush back in and, you know, that type of energy. I feel like it's more, unfortunately, this doesn't feel like true love to me. This feels like business, you know what I mean? And so let's see. I'm going to clarify it for those that are leaving now, and this has been enough of this story for you. You might already know, no, I know exactly what's going on here. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Give it a like and comment if you have. Consider subscribing to the channel. I never know what's going to come up with these random readings. It's random shift, but someone always ends up contacting me and saying, yeah, I know exactly what this is exactly what I needed to know. So I put them out there, even though sometimes I'm like, oh, okay. But this isn't an uncommon story. So for someone watching this, it might be giving you some information that will be really beneficial for you. So I'm going to clarify with my oracle. My oracle is Tales from the Vector. I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com. These numbers on these cards represent the energy or the paintings. There's 64 of them. I completed in 2007. Or I started in 2007, and in 2020 I completed all the paintings. A lot of them are like really big 3 foot by 4 foot paintings of dragons coming from the future. So it was just a project that I started, and it's taken a while, but I've really enjoyed doing it. And I'm dedicating my time now to gathering the information to put the oracle out at some point here. And so the cards that come up here, these numbers, I will put them in the description box below. I'll put them as they show up here, and you'll know which ones to, if you want to check out my website there, you can check them out. So this is the High Priestess energy. So the High Priestess is talking about having using your intuition and that bringing you joy. So if this resonates with you on some level and you've kind of wondered about certain things, but and your intuition's been telling you something, this reality check is actually probably a very big blessing for you. This has been some energy that's been stuck a while. The Hangman hangs from the Tree of Knowledge upside down to gain perspective from all different angles. And he doesn't come down from the tree and take action until he knows what's going on. But sometimes this can talk about stuck energy. And then we have the Cancer energy. This is, Cancer is like the adolescent girl energy of this is emotional energy. And this is what this king is kind of waiting till the emotion and the chaos calm down a little before offering this cup of love. And this energy is about being able to use your intuition again. Your intuition is sharper when the full moon and the new moon are about. And I just want to also say that when my horoscope signs come up in these collective or general readings, I'm not talking about an individual. I'm talking about the energy of the sign. If you ever get your birth chart done, you'll find out, that you have probably most of the signs in your chart. And so we can all learn from each of the signs and, benefit from it. And so you might say, no, Colette, it is a Cancer. And that could very well be. So use your intuition in your own individual circumstance. It could be, but I just want everyone to be aware that that's not my intention, is to name out individual signs. And then we have the Aries energy. And at the time that I'm doing this reading, Neptune moved into the sign of Aries. And that energy is going to be there for 14 years. And Neptune is about how we approach relationships in that. So this will be with us, it'll be with us till about 2040, basically. So that energy is affecting a lot of people right now, because Neptune is about idealism and how you approach life. Like, and the Aries energy, it was for 14 years, Neptune was in Pisces, and it was comfortable there because it rules Pisces. And now it's in the Aries energy instead. So a lot of people for the next 14 years are going to be having to do things differently from the way they were doing it. A lot of change coming up and happening. And so the expectations can create limitations. So when the Fool goes on his journey, he starts at the 0 point. And this is saying, I feel that some people here felt that they were going to be able to take these pentacles, and it hasn't worked out. It was a foolish. Whenever you have expectations of how things are going to work out, you may have noticed it can quite often create limitations. And again, it's saying use your third eye. Make sure you look into this energy. If there's someone, if this comes up, it very much could be that there is something to it. And then we have destruction at the top. So yeah, this is talking about, is this progress in motion, or is this just destruction? Sometimes things have to fall apart for us to be able to put them back together, and then they're better. But sometimes, it's just destruction because somebody wants something someone else has. So basically this is saying, there could be some information coming in that's life-changing here for someone here for sure. I do hope you've enjoyed this. Give this a like and comment if you have. It really does help me to build my channel, and I really appreciate it. Also consider subscribing. I would be honored if you did so, and I will be back with another random reading for you soon. Bye for now.